What's up, guys? Jeff here, a fine card collector, and welcome back to my channel. And if you've read the title to this video, you know that I'm going to start showing or showcasing my top 100 cards of the 1980s. So, as far as I know, this set was introduced by Beckett Baseball in 2019 when they put out their January issue. And so, this is the magazine or their issue. As you can see, it says special 1980s issue, ranked the top 80 cards of the 80s. So when you look through this, obviously it only gives you 80 cards in here, but it refers you to their website, which gives 20 more cards, making it the top 100 cards of the 1980s. So I don't know how much longer after this was released that PSA ended up making a registry from this set. And, over the years, when I've, been collecting and I've sold some stuff off and get back into collecting and sell stuff off, every time I get back into collecting, I always buy the 80s stuff first because that's probably my favorite decade of cards. It's all the cards I wanted when I was a kid, growing up in the late 80s, early 90s. And, it's just, those are just nostalgic to me and the most special to me. So when I saw that PSA had a set registry for the top 100 cards of the 1980s, I was all in and I wanted to start collecting that set. So in 2021, I started buying cards again, and right away, I started buying cards from that set, and I just completed it. So it's been a 4-year process. Just got my last card in the mail a week or two ago, and I'm really excited about having the whole set and starting to show the set. So before I show it, let me just talk a little bit about how I'm doing it, and then I'll just get into the cards. So let me just say, I love graded baseball cards, right? I like them for numerous reasons. I like having or buying graded baseball cards. One, for whenever I end up deciding to sell them, or if, later in life, if I pass away and somebody else has to sell my collection, there is a pretty close assigned value per grade, right? If I just had a raw card, somebody would have to analyze it and make a determination what it was and, blah, blah, blah. But when you have a grade on it, not that it's always 100% accurate or not even close, but it gets you in the ballpark of what that card's worth. So I like it for that reason. I like it because I like having the information on the card. I like knowing, what year it is, what the card is, the card number, all that kind of stuff, the details that it shows. The grade, yes, I think that's important. I don't think that's the main reason that I like graded cards. When I have cards put into top loaders or one touches, I almost feel like they're just a little incomplete. And so I just really like graded cards. And I've always been a PSA collector of graded cards. I've never dabbled into SGC. I used to very much dislike their holders, but I think it was more so just because of the green labels. I was never a fan of how their labels were presented with the green. I did always like the black insert in there, and I think it made the cards pop and look really good. I just never liked the flip or the label. So back in 2021, when I knew of this set and decided I wanted to start working on this set, first I was telling myself, okay, I don't need graded cards. They're 80s cards. I don't need a grade on them, and I'm going to display them. So, that I'll probably just do them raw. Well, then I started thinking about it, and I wouldn't buy every card raw. There's at least a few cards in there that, one, it'd be really tough to find raw because they're always graded. And number two, I just don't know if I did find one raw, I don't know if it would be legit, or counterfeit. So, for instance, the 1987 Donruss opening day Barry Bonds, right? Or the Barry Bonds error card, the Johnny Ray pictured Barry Bonds error. That's just a card. One, you're probably not going to find it ungraded. And number two, if it is, I probably wouldn't trust it. I think it'd be counterfeit. And then, there's the 89 Bowman Tiffany Ken Griffey Jr. Again, I don't think there's many of them probably out there raw. And if they are, I don't know. I still think I'd want that card graded. So when I think about doing some cards graded, some cards not in the display case, I start to think, okay, no, I just want to do it all graded. I think my OCD is getting the best of me as far as that's concerned. And so I want them all uniform in my display cases. And that's why I decided to do them all graded. Now, the next question was, do I do it PSA or do I do it SGC? Well, like I mentioned, I used to dislike SGC because of their labels. Well, in 2021, and I don't know when they started doing this, but they got into their whole tux bit, where it's the black label the white label and just more marketing on that whole tux look. And to be honest, I love it. I think it's a great look. And so I was thinking about doing that, but in the past I had always done PSA. So SGC was new to me. But, I used to buy all these cards that I've had before in PSA 9s. And over the past, 5 years or so, PSA 9s have gotten really expensive, a lot more expensive than what I used to buy them at. So I decided and I told myself, all right, I'm going to go with SGCs because even SGC 9s typically are a little less expensive than PSA. But what I've also found is that an 8.5 is a lot cheaper than a 9. So I felt like an SGC 8.5 was the perfect grade to do this collection in based on price point and the quality of the card, the condition of the card. So that's how I kind of came to the conclusion, okay, I'm going to do this set in SGC 8.5s. And so what you'll see is I have 90% of this set in 8.5s. There's probably a handful of 9s and a few 9.5s, and there's one 8. The 1980 Topps Ricky Henderson is in an 8. I'm honestly fine with that. The card is beautiful. I don't need it graded any higher, but I think my OCD is when they're in the display cases is going to say, okay, every card is at least an 8.5 except this one. I want to upgrade it to an 8.5. So I will probably do it at some point, but the point is I have all of them now. I have all 100, and I want to start showing them off. So I think I'm going to break this up into a 4-part video series. I'm going to break it up into showing 25 card videos, or each video is going to show 25 cards. And I'm going to start today, and I'm going to show cards number 76 through 100. And what I'll do is I'll just kind of flip the camera around. I'll pan in on the card. I will read the excerpt from Beckett on what it says about that card. And if I have any 2 cents that I want to throw in the card, I'll do that as well. I don't think I'm going to show the back. I think it's going to take too long. I think this video will probably be long enough. But this is that build up to starting to show the cards. I'm going to show the cards, and then I'll come back in and say goodbye. So I hope you enjoy.
All right. So kicking us off at card number 100 is the 1988 Fleer Update John Smoltz XRC rookie card, number U74. Just 2 years after the release of his first minor league card, and shortly after his trade from Detroit to Atlanta, Hall of Famer John Smoltz made his Major League card debut in Fleer's 1988 update set. His mainstream rookie cards appeared the next spring. So this is his first card in 1988, his only card in 1988. All of the rest of his rookies came in 1989. And so since this was not pack pulled and could only be obtained in the Fleer update set, it is the XRC, or extended rookie card. At number 99, the 1981 Topps Harold Baines rookie, number 347. Because he DH'd for most of the second half of his 22-year career, people tend to forget what a great player Baines was through much of the 1980s. He finished his career with 2,866 hits, 384 home runs, and an OPS of 820. So this is one of two Harold Baines rookie cards from the 1981 year. He also has a Fleer rookie card. But this card, in my opinion, and apparently this list's opinion, is the better of the two rookie cards, the nicer photo of the two rookie cards. Number 98, the 1986 Fleer Mickey Hatcher, number 396. Apparently, there were some concerns over Hatcher's defense abilities. For collectors, that's a good thing, because this has to be one of the most fun photos depicted on the 1980s baseball card. So this was a tough one to pick up. I mean, it's not a very exciting card or popular card, but to be in order to find one in an SGC 8.5 or better, there's only 8 of them. I don't know what PSA is. Obviously, PSA grades a lot more cards than SGC, but you know, I wanted to do all of these in an SGC 8.5 or greater. And so there's only 8 of these in an SGC 8.5 or greater. So it took me some time and some patience getting this card. Number 97 is the 1983 Topps Willie McGee rookie, number 49. Great ball player for much of the decade. You know, for a time there, he really did kind of look like a human version of E.T. What? Come on, they didn't really go there. I don't believe that. Well, maybe a little bit. But that's just wrong. Willie McGee was a great player. Let's move on. Number 96, the 1981 Topps Joe Charbonneau, or Charbonneau, rookie card, number 13. This card of the 1980 AL Rookie of the Year is credited with making the rookie card a thing in the industry. So that's interesting. You know, I was born in 81, but apparently this card is credited with making the rookie card a thing. Apparently he had I feel like what I read up is that he had a really good rookie year, and he was injured, and when he came back, he just was not the same player and just kind of faded away and forgotten about. But cool card, number 96. Number 95, the 1985 Topps Oral Hershiser rookie card, number 493. This Topps rookie may have been slightly overlooked upon its release, but took center stage as Hershiser pitched the Dodgers to the 1988 World Series title. I liked Hershiser back in the day. I love the 85 Topps, so this is a great looking rookie card of Oral Hershiser. Number 94, the 1982 Topps traded Ozzie Smith, number 109T. The Wizards' first Cardinals card helped drive Topps' second traded box set. So he had a 1982 Topps card where he was still on the San Diego Padres. And once the Topps traded set came out later that year, This Ozzie Smith was in it as he was traded to the St. Louis Cardinals, and the rest is history. Number 93, the 1985 Donruss, 2 for the title, number 651. The 1984 American League Batting Championship race came down to the final game of the season, with Dom Mattingly edging teammate Dave Winfield to win the title. Nice move by Donruss to recognize both on card number 651 in the 1985 set. There are 2 versions of this card. Yellow lettering with red, 2 for the title, came out in wax packs. The white lettering with pink, 2 for the title, came from factory sets. So this is an interesting card. It's not a rare card by any means. It's just there just was not many of them graded. And what's funny is I actually contacted SGC because when it describes this card, it talks about the card itself, and it doesn't really give a version whether the yellow letter version or the white letter version should be included in this set in the top 100 cards of the 1980s. Well, SGC had the yellow writing included in that set because that's the card that was pictured for that set. But again, it's not about which version, it's just about the card. So I ended up contacting SGC because I ended up finding this one and purchasing this one and trying to get them to allow this version of the card to also be accepted in this set. And sure enough, they did. So either the yellow version or the white version of this card is included in the top 100 cards of the 1980s set. Number 92, the 1985 Fleer Kirby Puckett rookie, number 286. One of the 3 mainstream Puckett rookie cards in 1985. This is actually the Hall of Famer's second Fleer release. His 1984 Fleer Update XRC is by far his greatest card released during the 1984-85 era. So he does have a 1984 Fleer Update card, which is down further on this list. So this is his first year of cards. 1985 was the cards you could pull Kirby Puckett cards out of packs. So those are his rookies. And so his 1984 Fleer Update that they mentioned, you can only obtain by buying the Fleer Update set in 1984. But nonetheless, this card is number 92 and a great card in the list. Number 91, the 1988 Donruss Mark Grace rookie, number 40. This rookie was on fire when pulled from 1988 Donruss packs. Rated rookie? Indeed. Grace went on to collect the most hits of any player during the decade of the 1990s. And if you guys know anything about me or my channel, I'm a huge Cubs fan. Mark Grace, back in that late 80s, early 90s era, was one of my favorite players in baseball, second favorite player on that team behind Andre Dawson. And in my opinion, I feel like Grace should be a Hall of Famer. It's probably biased, and I'm sure a lot of you don't agree. But I mean, I know he was only a 3-time All-Star. He was a 4-time Gold Glover. But I mean, come on. He had the most hits in a 10-year span, the decade of the 90s. He had the most hits in that decade. And he also had a career batting average of .303. I mean, that's just, I don't know. In my opinion, those are Hall of Fame numbers. I loved him. He was a great player. But it is what it is. So that's number 91 on this list. Number 90, the 1985 Donruss Dwight Gooden rookie card number 190. As kids in the era would say, Doc could bring it. And he sure could. Number 90. Number 89, the 1988 Upper Deck promo, Wally Joyner, number 700. So the Beckett list calls this an 88 promo, but the slab calls it an 89 Upper Deck promo or prototype. Yup, looks like the 1989 Upper Deck card, but it's not. It's actually a 1988 Upper Deck promo released to stoke interest in the company's inaugural baseball release that would make 1980s baseball cards history. Joyner and pitcher Dwayne, I don't know if it's Boose or Boosie, were integral in helping Upper Deck get off the ground, and they both have promo cards that were huge during the 1988 National Sports Card Convention. And I love this card. This is a card, when I first found out about it years ago, maybe 15 years ago, I took a lot of interest in it. I was buying these up. There's actually 3 different types of this card. And the Dwayne, I don't know, again, Boose or Boosie card. You can find this card with a hologram on the back at the bottom, which this one has. Then there's another version that extends all the way to the bottom. And then there's a third version with the hologram at the top. So I actually have all 3 versions of this card for the Wally Joyner and the Dwayne Boose, let's call him. And so, maybe I'll throw in a quick picture here to show that. But great cards. I love these cards. Hard to find. This Wally Joyner in an 8.5, because again, I'm doing this set all in 8.5 or greater. In an 8.5, there's only 25 of them. So they're tough to come by in an SGC. Number 88, the 1981 Donruss Best Hitters, George Brett and Rod Carew, number 537. Let's be honest, 1981 Donruss wasn't littered with a lot of visually appealing cards. This, however, is a piece of art worthy of the list of great 1980s baseball cards. Rod Carew and George Brett never looked better. And I agree. I also think it's a great card of them. And so it's a really great card. In an SGC, it's tough to find an 8.5 or higher. I think there's only a pop of about 20 of them in an 8.5 or higher. PSA, probably a lot more. But SGC especially, tough card to find. Card number 87. The 1988 Fleer Edgar Martinez rookie, number 378. A lifetime 312 hitter, 2 American League batting titles, lifetime 933 OPS, more career walks with 1,283 than strikeouts, 1,202, and the guy you wanted to see at the plate when the game was on the line. Edgar Martinez was just a great hitter for so many years. Surprised it took him so long to get into the Hall of Fame. But this is not a difficult card to find or purchase, but it's a great card nonetheless. So card number 87 in the set or in the list. Number 86, the 1984 Fleer Glenn Hubbard, number 182. Glenn Hubbard, he of the lifetime 244 batting average and 328 on base percentage, wasn't one of the top 250 players of the 1980s. But there was a snake in this picture. He made 1 All-Star appearance and never sniffed more than 136 hits in a single season. But there's a freaking snake in this picture. And so I think that's what this card is all about. It's just, one of those cards from the 80s that is unique. And it's a tough card to find SGC graded. Again, not a great player, probably a popular player. And so why would anybody send this in to get graded? So again, you just don't come across this card very often. And so to find this card in an SGC 8.5 or higher, there's only 10 of them out there. And so it took some patience to wait for this one to pop up as well. But great card, number 86 on the list. Number 85, the 1982 Donruss Diamond Kings, Pete Rose, number 1. This Dick Perez produced art was card number 1 of the very first offering of his famous Diamond Kings cards that populated so many Donruss sets. Nice touch, making Pete the leadoff hitter in the DK lineup. As the first sentence reads on the back of this card, every year Pete Rose shatters another baseball record. So this is just a great card. It's the first Diamond Kings card ever produced, right? The first set in this 1982, first set was 1982, and this was card number 1 in that 1982 set in that long run of Diamond Kings by Dick Perez. So just a cool card to have. Number 84, the 1984 Fleer Darryl Strawberry rookie, number 599. A popular card upon its release, this provided collectors with a great look at the young slugger, fresh off winning the 1983 NL Rookie of the Year award. So just a great card of Darryl Strawberry in his 1984 season. Well, I guess it would probably be the 1983 season when they took this photo and put it in the 1984 Fleer set. But just a great player in the 80s, and that 84 Fleer set is such a great set. And this is just such a great image of him posing, smiling for the camera. So great card, number 84. Number 83, the 1984 Donruss Tony Gwynn, number 324. Near perfect card of a near perfect hitter. This second year card of Gwynn may be the best looking of any of his other releases over the years. And I agree. I mean, a young Tony Gwynn on this iconic 84 Donruss set. Just a great looking card, close up of him. So just a great card of a great hitter, number 83. Number 82, the 1987 Topps Mark McGwire, number 366. Big Mac's second Topps issued card, but the first pictured with Oakland. A key card in the summer of 1987 when Mark McGwire was belting a then rookie record 49 home runs. So wasn't his rookie card. You know, he had his 85 Topps as his rookie, but he was in his USA uniform. This is his first card or first year with him in an Oakland uniform. So it's a popular card. It's a great card. It's an inexpensive card, but it is a great card. And so it's number 82 on this list. Number 81, the 1981 Fleer Fernando Valenzuela rookie card, number 140. Fernando Mania was on full display in the summer of 1981, and until Topps added him in its late season traded set, the only card picturing the lefty alone was not paired with any other prospects, came via the good folks at Fleer. So he does have some other cards on this list earlier or down in the list. But early on in the season, you can only pull this card from Fleer packs. And so, you could pull his Topps rookie card from Topps packs, but it was a 3-player card on that. And so this was his only card that just had a solo picture of him. So great player for the Dodgers in the early 80s. And this is card number 81 on the list. Number 80 is the 1985 Donruss Tom Seaver, number 424B corrected error image. In terms of errors, there are several greater 1980s baseball cards than this. But how do you mistake a Hall of Fame right-hander with a merely decent left-hander named Floyd Bannister? Donruss did, letting collectors believe Floyd Bannister was actually Tom Seaver in the first printing of the 1985 Donruss. They did eventually fix things in their factory set and in the leaf printing. So early on in this 1985 Donruss set, there was a photo of Floyd Bannister that was thought to be Tom Seaver. So it was a picture of Floyd Bannister and it said Tom Seaver at the bottom of the card. Donruss realized this eventually and fixed it. And so I have the Floyd Bannister card as well, not graded. I just have a raw version of it. And so I can probably post a picture of that here so you can see what that card looks like. But this is the corrected version and hence number 80 on this list. Number 79, the 1980 Topps George Brett, number 450. On August 17th, in the 1980 baseball season, George Brett doubled to reach the 400 mark. An amazing feat made even more spectacular considering he was batting just .259 after the first month of the season. Although he fell short of the 400 mark, and at the end of the season, he still finished at an eye-popping .390 to win his second batting title. He would win another 10 years later, collecting 3 in 3 different decades. The All-Star designation on this card seems pretty appropriate. And in the 1980s Topps set here is one of my favorite sets of all time. You know, it's definitely my top 2 sets of the 80s. I love this set so much, and this is just a great photo image of George Brett in this set. Number 78, the 1989 Upper Deck Gary Sheffield number 13 corrected error rookie card. Those ripping packs in 1989 Upper Deck looking for Ken Griffey Jr. cards did find this rookie of a Brewers shortstop who, at the time, was most known for being Dwight Gooden's nephew and for his gold front teeth. But 509 home runs and a National League batting title later, Sheffield stood on his own name. There is an error version with the shortstop in the upper right corner upside down, but just stick with this corrected version. So, I mean, they're actually really hard, the two, to tell apart, whether it's the corrected version or the error version. But I love this image of Gary Sheffield, obviously the iconic 89 Upper Deck set. Sure, he's on the Brewers. He's not well known for being on the Brewers, obviously, but it's a great image of him. So that's card number 78. Number 77, the 1988 OPG Delino DeShields Extended Rookie Card, or XRC, number 88. And you thought Lex Luthor had a lot of brain power. Delino DeShields either sports a full noggin or that hat is about 3 stories too high. Haven't seen this card before? It was only available in Canada's OPG baseball packs as part of the company's emphasis on its nation's teams, the Toronto Blue Jays and the Montreal Expos. In recent years, OPG has been starting to get more collector love thanks in part to their rarity compared to Topps. So this is a little obscure for great 1980s baseball cards, but that doesn't mean it should be ignored. So this is a great card. I mean, Delino DeShields was a great player. And I think his rookie cards were in 1990. And this is a 1988 OPG. And so this card is not found in the 1988 Top set. It's only the 1988 OPG set. So it's a great card. And it's tough as well to find in high grade. So this one, I actually sent this one in and got it graded myself. I do very little submitting, but again, because I wanted all of these slabbed in uniform, I ended up scouring eBay and the internet, finding any versions of this that looked nicely centered and that had in the title Mint. And I ended up submitting this to SGC. It came back in 9, and there's only 2 of them. In an SGC 8.5 or greater, there's only 2 of them. And I'm not sure if one's an 8.5 and one's a 9, but either way, you can't find these in SGC. And so luckily I have one to complete my set. And card number 76, to complete this first video of cards 76 through 100, is the 1982 Topps Kmart MVP Maury Wills number 2. In 1962, Topps had opted not to sign Wills to a trading card deal, apparently believing he was not major league material. Wills was slow to forget the slight and not signing a deal with Topps until 1967. So when time came to include the 1962 NL MVP in its Kmart MVP box set, Topps did the only thing they could. They produced a card that never was. So that's pretty cool. This isn't the first time this card or this image has appeared in a Topps set. I could be wrong, but I know there was a card. They highlighted this card in the 70s somewhere, and I forgot which year. I wanted to say 75, but I don't think that's right. But this card, you know, on this 82 Topps Kmart card, it shows a 62 Topps Maury Wills, and that card just does not exist. So it's pretty interesting. Another card that you just don't find, right? Granted, it's not a very popular card, of course, and to find it in SGC 8.5 or greater, you just can't. And so I think this is another one that I submitted. I may have bought it and actually a PSA 9, submitted it to SGC, and it went down a half a grade to an 8.5. But either way, there's only a pop 2 of these. So this is one of 2 out there in an SGC slab. Granted, there's more in PSAs, but you know, you get the point. So that's card number 76.
All right, guys, I'm back. That was long, I know. If you stuck with it, thank you very much. I had fun doing it. If you didn't stick with it, I'm not mad. I get it. It's long. But if you did stick with it and you enjoyed it, I will be putting out another video. This takes quite a bit of editing to do, so it might take me another week or so to get another video like this out. But my next video will show cards 51 through 75. So again, thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you next time.